All righty. It is crossover time with Dan Dibley and Mark Willard. He joins now the Guru Johnson and myself. Man, you would...
Man.
Like I started with a big picture early.
Never mind, everybody. Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind.
Oh, you're already to the good news portion.
Yeah.
I was thinking bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. Now we're back at good news. Steph Curry, according to Sham Sharani, if you're just joining us, is going to miss a game or a few.
Yeah.
But there's optimism. It won't be lengthy. That's the latest report from Sham Sharani. But where I was going, Mark, was we're all Warrior fans. We're all sports fans.
Yeah.
And you live and die it. Sunday, you get beat by 50. Monday, half the people are saying, hey, it's understandable. Other half are saying unacceptable. Wednesday, you have the signature win of the year, and it's their best game of the year, and everything's clicking, and they're healthy for the first time. Then last night, they lose a game at Steph. Oh, my God. And now, 2 o'clock, okay, it's not going to be that bad with Steph. This is why I told Goo I can't be a fan. Seriously.
Well, and actually,
I can't.
We can say never mind in so many different ways that I think you misinterpreted my never mind.
What was your never mind?
My never mind was all...
Shout out Nirvana.
Thank you. All the excitement. Like, we going to be championship?
Oh.
Never mind. Never mind. No, but and we said it yesterday. Dibs, you'll remember when I said this. And we've said it a number of times, but really tried to highlight it yesterday. I don't want to do the roller coaster because with this team, it's too much.
Wow.
And you will automatically end up saying things that you want to take back the very next day. So that's why yesterday I was like, it's Thursday and they're playing the Bulls. I'm not doing anything about Wednesday's game and what it means for a championship or the second round or the play. None of it. It's Thursday and they're playing the Bulls. And by the end of the game, not only had they lost, we went to bed not knowing if Steph Curry was going to play any more basketball this year.
Right.
So it's just like, look, they are deliciously inconsistent, and so they're going to keep us on our toes the rest of the way. The quicker we can settle with that, the better it's going to be for all of our mental health.
Dibs, what'd you think?
I mean, I've settled with it. And when you watch the ankle sprain and you watch him go forward, not totally forward, but you didn't watch him go over the side. You watch him go forward, and he kind of limped it off, and you thought right away, okay, sit on the bench, it'll be fine. And then he goes boom to the locker room. I thought, okay, that might be a week, and it's probably going to be a week, I would guess. And Sham's report, sure. I think when you look at what happened last year, and Steiny, you mentioned, or 2 years ago, where he sat out the last, 13
I think so, 11
games.
or 13.
Yeah, and then you guys interviewed him, and he said, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. And then he was fine, and then they won the chip. And that's what Mark always latches onto, because you guys had him on, and Steph was like, yeah, I like my chances, or whatever the wording was. And then Mark's like, oh, my God, he's back.
Yeah, I remember Mark saying, he's fine.
Right.
He wouldn't have talked to you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't go by what he said. I went by that he was talking to you. And I remember, we came on right after you guys, and I'm like, he's playing. He's not doing that interview if
it's all bad.
If something's wrong.
Right.
It's kind of like now I have to tell my students who I'm bringing tomorrow night to the game, who last night on a Zoom were practicing questions post-game potentially for Steph Curry.
That is just wild.
And I'm like...
excuse me, Steph. This is Logan from Cal Poly.
Exactly. So I sent an announcement on the web portal right after the game. I said, you can go ahead and tuck away your Steph Curry questions because...
They won't see Steph or Wimby.
Neither of them.
I think
he's not going to come talk to them.
Hey, this is the thing about Steph Curry.
That's true.
I wouldn't rule it out entirely.
I mean,
because he's going to have done all his rehab. I would assume he'll be at the game tomorrow.
I would assume he'll be there. We're not going into the locker room and all that stuff. We're just going to the interview room.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if he knows,
and he told you he knows everything. Hey, Steph, my gosh, you'd make their lives. But anyway, no pressure, no obligation. I'm just saying.
Wemby flew home.
Okay, so he's not even in the building.
No, he flew home.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for Monday.
That's what they're targeting, apparently.
Yeah,
okay. So he won't even be in the building. But, I mean, Steph, knowing what we know about him as a guy, he might just
He might.
Can you imagine if he had a separate little 20-person session for just you and yours?
Well, if he wants to come in pregame and sit with, I won't name them, but some of the Warrior reporters are going to sit with our group before the game. Steph, you're welcome to attend.
Wow.
Slate.
The chef. That's a good little experience,
Yeah.
these guys.
No,
seriously.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And may I take a moment to say,
it because we're all gonna pile on this because this is not what's bugging me.
no, this is the opposite. It's the opposite of what's bugging you.
Totally.
And I don't say this just because this is we're the flagship station. I used to do this exact event with the Lakers. Let me tell you the difference between doing it with the Lakers and the Warriors. It is a freeway wide path of difference in terms, and not that the Lakers were bad, but the Lakers were just kind of okay, stay off the court and just keep track of them. And
we'll give you Darvingham Jr.
Right, and I used to get a call. I'd get a call afterward. Some of your people, were looking at Kobe the wrong way, or what, just stuff. You know what I mean? It was, but I get it also because it's there's college kids down on the floor being like, Kobe, So I get it, I get it. But the Warriors, man,
Kwame Brown felt threatened by one of your freshmen.
I'm the question goes out of, can I bring this class to this game? And then when you get the yes, starts this process of them setting up for me all of these different visits with people and the kids. I didn't do anything. They do it. It is so classy. It's so over the top nice.
Wow.
They're the best.
But you're giving your time too, Mark, which is priceless.
That's his job.
I'm I'm teaching the class.
I'm not trying to be
check's going to clear.
This is partly why he gets the gig, is because he does this kind of thing.
I am missing my son's playoff basketball game to be at this basketball game.
And I'm missing his game too.
Yes, you are. Because you retired.
Yeah.
But this is also,
the Warriors are awesome. They're awesome.
And it's also kind of without taking shots, it's the difference between the new ownership and the previous ownership.
Absolutely.
That they used to have. I mean, why do the Warriors bring in 12, 18 journalists, aspiring journalists? Well, first of all, if they just come and have a good experience, then they think positively about the Golden State Warriors. 18 more people, and they tell 18 people. It's that's business.
Let me tell you something.
It's self-serving, but it's generous also.
I'll tell two quick things on this. I'll do the class again in spring quarter, and the class will fill because of what we're doing tomorrow. Even though that class won't get to do it. They'll go see the Giants.
Okay.
Well, the games will be over. Right. We're not going to do it for a playoff game.
If you go somewhere.
Yes, they'll come on
San
up.
Jose Giants. It'll
Plus,
be fun.
I have a teacher's assistant. I have a TA at the school. He was a student in last year's class. He was in my class last spring. He got to go to the Giants game. He knew that the winter class got to go to the Warriors game. And I know he'll never admit this, he reached out to me so that he could be my TA for the winter.
For the winter, yeah.
Just so that he could go have this experience tomorrow night. It's incredible. And
of course, he thought Curry and Wembanyama were going to play.
Sure.
Yeah. Choked on the open net there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dibs,
and by choked on the open net, you mean Brendan Podziemski, right?
Oh.
Okay.
He did not lose in the game.
I thought I would transition with the idea of choked on the open net, and all the people who came at me on Twitter about how he needs a right hand.
Oh.
You're right, because the lefty reverse layup is harder than the right-handed
But you know
layup.
why he help him out.
Facts.
Did you hear me earlier? I talked to Brendan for about 5 minutes. Brandon after the game for about
He'll tell you why he missed it.
Whooping me.
He short-armed it.
Well,
there was a reason.
It was just fascinating, He said, so he drives right, and he knew he'd lost Vucevic, but he wasn't exactly sure, because Vucevic got bumped a little, but he wasn't.
TJD set a pick.
Double pick.
It was a moving screen.
Wow, I got to go back.
He stepped to it, and then he kind of moved. Whatever. You're right. You're not going to call it.
The one on Draymond.
Yeah, they called it on Draymond.
And it was fair. Steve was right.
Oh, you're defending the refs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a moving screen. If they review that, it stays. No question. But carry on.
No.
You were saying.
Steiny, carry on.
So Podziemski drives right, and he knows he's got Vucevic on his side or a little in back of him, at least if I'm understanding what he said correctly. And so he was going to go up with his right hand, but on a play like that, if there's a 7-footer in back of you,
he'll clip you.
and if he's right, if he's angled right, they'll block that shot.
Block the shot.
With the right hand.
Right, with the right. So at that point, he said he wasn't sure how much space he had, and he was like, well, I got room still to twist this up with the left. And he switched hands, and he said when he switched hands, he just didn't get it over the rim.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Missed a shot.
I get it. I mean, it happens.
Good look.
They were on a run, too.
I mean, like, that's one for me, and I told Brandon this.
Come on, Grandy. You whopped me like 8 times. Because I'm bringing college kids somewhere. This guy went to Old Ship with Poughkeepsie Kid after the game, and you won't whop him some more? Well, whop him.
It's funny because
Stop.
Brandon was sitting by himself, and like Raymond said, let's go see Podziemski, and he leaves us there, and I'm like, oh boy, it's a little tricky one, and I said, and I just started by saying, I've only watched you play 3/4 of a year, but that looked like a shot that you have and you can make, and he said, yeah, I should, and then he went through what happened, and then he actually said something about, you want to be a great player, you're going to miss a lot of big shots. And I mean,
did he start by saying, "I'm surprised you want to talk to me"?
No, he said, "I'm shocked." He said,
the way you talk about me on the air, I'm surprised."
He said he remembered doing the interview with us before the year with Guru.
Oh, good.
Because Guru's son was on the Santa Clara basketball squad with Podziemski, so he made that connection. Then he knew that I was the guy who was the hanger-on for the Guru show. He remembered.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
the plus one.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. It's time for What's Bugging You, sponsored by ATCO Pest Control. That is the Friday show. That's how we end it. What's Bugging You? I'll tell you what, I'll start because I got a pretty quick one, and then that'll give more time for you guys. Here's what's bugging me. Please stop sending me, one guy, the photo of the Steph Curry twisted ankle. It makes me cringe. When they say this guy twisted an ankle and they're going to show a replay, I don't want to see it. Or I'll start to look, but as soon as it starts, I don't need it. I don't need it.
There's two types of sports fans in this world, and it's those that when you hear about an injury want to go watch it, and those who don't. That's it.
Yeah. Theismann online.
I guess what it is
watch the bone fly.
I kind of want to, I saw the picture of it last night, and I was kind of looking out the corner of my eye, and I just was, okay. But that's all I need to see. Let me see it again, Jim. Hey, Jim, you got that video
got a different angle
of that season-ending injury that
this
guy,
is not that. It's a minor little ha-ha.
But it looks bad on the photo. Looks
he got that ha-ha.
But when you have sprained your ankle,
no doubt.
And he's done it 7 times or 15 times or whatever, if you do that, if one of us does that, it's probably 4 weeks. But for him, it might be 3 days. His ankles are so loose from all of the trauma.
No.
That was a thing. But yeah, his foot didn't go all the way to the ground. That was, honestly, if that's the NBA Finals, he laces up, he comes back.
But I never seen it not on the foot.
Last night?
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
He
couldn't even
NBA Finals?
You see him limp off?
Jim.
That was pain.
No,
he was in pain.
Checks him and he plays.
So anybody who's ever done an ankle while playing basketball knows that a lot of them, the good ones and the bad ones, kind of often feel exactly the same at the start. And then you do what he did. You try to run the lap.
Yep.
You take a lap. And shockingly, there are times where you're like, that hurts so bad. And 30 seconds later, you're like, I'm okay.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
okay.
I mean, in fairness to Dibs, I will take his side. Is if it were a playoff, he said finals.
Yeah,
he's
NBA
not going
finals,
right. He
game
would
five.
not go right to
He
the
wouldn't go to the
locker
locker room, but I don't think.
But
like
then he messes
he was
around.
hurting. He couldn't run it off
At all.
That limp to the locker room was intense.
It was.
Right.
His
Willard.
shoulders were halfway down to the ground.
I
He
said
couldn't
4 to
walk.
6 weeks, Dr.
I don't
Darryl.
think. I don't think he would have been able to play.
I'm with you, Willard.
NBA
For
finals,
him to walk off like
you
that,
get the
I'm with
needle
you.
and you come back.
Yeah, I don't disagree. He wouldn't be able to
Dibs,
play. He
that
might
was-
have
that was
tried
pain,
it
man.
and said, I
It
don't
was
know.
pain.
He tried
but now
to.
It was
He did his
real.
little
I think we
lap,
all know
Willard.
that.
It was pain, but now the word is he's going to be back in 3 games.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
Shams?
Are you coming out with he's a faker?
No, what I'm coming out with
Paul
is
Pierce.
in reality,
Johnson 4.
Klay Thompson tore his ACL and came out and shot free throws.
Yes, he
It
did.
was the NBA Finals.
You can shoot free throws. You can't run. I don't think he could have run.
Not with a
did
torn
that.
ACL.
Nor with the ankle injury that he had
Yeah,
last
we'll never
night.
know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
If he's back by Dallas, I'd take it right now.
All right, I'll go.
Sure.
I would take it.
I'm so sick and tired of our society and what we deem entertainment.
That's
On
true.
July 20th of this year,
Oh my God, you're taking my what's bugging me.
57-year-old man
I'm gonna have to
is going to
co-sign
fight
on
a
this.
27-year-old
I could get out of here a
non-pro
little
boxer, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. And I'm a sucker for pay-per-view. Willard, I am out. I love Tyson. Paul bothers me because I know he ain't a real boxer. But what are we doing? And then this guy, my partner, comes in yesterday.
God.
Guru Miscellaneous. I'm so excited. Paul versus Tyson. He wants to watch.
Yes, I will.
Why? Who put this together? I'm out. Why are we watching a 57-year-old man versus a 27-year-old?
First of all,
This is so whack.
this is the Paul that apparently is a boxer of the two. And secondly, if you've seen these viral videos of
loved
Mike
Mike.
Tyson still working out is
on.
unbelievable.
Miss me with the workouts. I saw Lo Neal
about
working out
Wiseman's?
before
Remember when
the
Wiseman-
disgrace at Chase, okay? I saw Lo Neal working out. I've seen Guru work out. It doesn't mean I want to pay to watch Guru run a marathon or do a 5K. I'm with you, Daryl.
This is-
and
Wow.
I am and this was going to be my what's bugging me because, first of all, you're not going to pay for it. I would dare you.
Oh, I'll
to
pay
come
for
out.
it now.
Well, it's Netflix, so
Right.
it's free, right? It's Netflix.
Well, we have
So-
to pay a monthly subscription.
and you already do. And I don't even know if
You're
you
not
know.
sure of that.
I'm pretty sure of it based on the ages of your
He's
kids.
going to get.
Are
by
you
end-
the one that keeps stealing my login?
By the
I
end
have
of
to
the
read
show,
through
I'm
it
going to be
every
having.
3
I'm going to be
weeks.
throwing a party for this fight for 100.
Dude, no doubt. And
Charging.
you know what? You're going to be at Dana's and he's going to pay for it, is how this is going to go. It's a lose-lose because either Mike Tyson at 57 beats this bum up.
Thank you.
And who cares? Or Mike Tyson loses to a social media influencer who is jacked up on God knows what.
Thank you. Dibs
And
keeping
he
it
isn't
real.
really a boxer. He's
In my world, he's
He's
not.
a nobody.
Right.
So you're going to watch a has-been against a nobody.
For what?
It's a lose-lose.
In
To
the
me,
distance stands
it's
a
a-
Willard,
boxer
you're quiet.
and a fighter by his name.
not
lose
gonna
your
watch
Paul
this.
Simon,
And he
dude.
carries
He's
a
not
reminder
boxer.
of every country.
I mean, I would never watch it, but why does it get to you? Like, why does it bother you?
Hey,
There's some
it's
people are
what's
making a big
bugging
deal
me.
about
Yes.
it. Like
The
the
fact that
TV,
he's making
the
a big
shows
deal out
I
of it.
watch.
Do you know how much content is available on Netflix that you would be like, what the hell is that?
Well, they're
or
trying
any
to pass
platform.
this off as sports.
Yeah,
And
that's all.
This guy to my left hasn't watched a boxing match in 17 years.
Good for
the
him.
last fight he
Jimmy
went to,
Young Ali, 78.
the last fight you
Wow,
went to,
that is a while
you and
ago.
I went to at
right.
whatever podunk college that was outside of Salt Lake. Was it USU or
Utah.
it was not Utah State?
No, it was not Utah State.
It was like Utah State University Tech or something, and we saw our former colleague Sean, the real
Oh,
OC
wow.
O'Connell.
This is going to bother me.
We fought him in a it wasn't even UFC.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
Okay.
It was a glorified standing wrestling match.
Although it was a little controversial. He was
The
fighting in
fix
his
was in.
hometown.
The
The guy
fix
who
may have
lost was
been in.
not happy.
Oh boy.
I will say this: Steiny and I were in a variety of Ubers going from stop to stop. It's very difficult to get drunk in Utah. I'll just say that.
Wow.
They're
It's actually not surprising.
They're trying to hold you down, Mark.
Yeah.
I had more chips and salsa that day than I have ever had in my life.
It's a good day.
Well, because you go to a bar and you have to get food. So you look at the cheapest thing on the menu, and it's like chips and salsa, $2.25. And so Steiny and I'd be like, let's get chips and salsa.
I love it.
And then, let me get this and that and this and that.
They won't let you get a drink without the food?
Correct.
Oh.
Correct.
I've only been to Utah one time, and I don't think I got out of the car. Well, I was a kid.
Yeah.
We were driving to Montana. My parents drove everywhere.
You love Utah.
Shout
out Tom.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was because they didn't want to buy 4 plane tickets. I thought that they were just like, we got this new caravan. We should drive it. We drove to Canada, for crying out loud.
Wow.
We drove everywhere.
Toronto or BC?
No. Yeah, the World's Fair, 1986.
Calgary.
Vancouver.
No, Vancouver. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was what I can remember of it.
86.
I was 11 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, we drove to Canada. What?
Yeah.
But we did.
I've made that drive.
Yeah.
It's a couple days.
Well, then you stop in places in Oregon and Washington and tell your kids that it's actually part of the trip. As opposed to gas up.
As opposed to we're too cheap to fly.
Yeah, gas is $1.50 a gallon back then. A plane ticket was not. We're driving. Yeah.
I'm sorry just to confine this to Dibs and I. Any of these ring a bell. It wasn't the University of Utah. It wasn't BYU. It wasn't Utah State. It wasn't Southern Utah University.
No.
Utah Tech.
No.
No. Newmont. No.
No.
Utah Valley University?
Sounds familiar.
In Orem?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where it was.
I was going to say, because
So you guys
we were getting down to Joyce University of Health and Sciences.
We flew to Salt Lake, and we spent a couple of nights in Salt Lake. And one of those nights, he ditched me, but that's a story for another day. And then
it is now.
because we're running up against it. And then we went to Orem to watch our buddy fight, quote unquote, fight in this Podunk Junior College gym.
All right, good.
Anyway,
No, I already did mine.
What's bugging Mark?
Yeah.
He's the only one left right now.
That's
right?
it.
I'm the only one left.
Guru and I had the exact.
It might be the wheel coming off the airplane. I don't know, Willard, but go ahead.
Dude, that was crazy.
What's going on? But anyways,
Whatever.
What's bugging me is Scott Boras.
Ooh.
Scott Boras.
No.
He misplayed this entire offseason, and it is, I think, a disservice to his clients who got a nickname out of it, which was kind of fun and cool at the beginning. It sounded almost like a mystery movie, the Boras 4. Yeah. And now I'm like, how come the only 4 who are left are all with the same agent? Is it possible that you just asked them and advised them to totally misplay their hand? And now I firmly believe that is the case, because the 2 who have signed ended up doing it on relatively short-term deals. One of them will join Dibs and I on Monday. His name is Matt Chapman.
Unconfirmed.
No, confirmed.
It's confirmed?
He's joining us on Monday. Confirmed, yes.
Okay.
Very confirmed.
Nice.
So anyway, he's joining us on Monday. And I'm interested to ask him about that for sure. And then there's the other 2, the pitchers, who remain at large.
It's dumb.
At this hour. It's bad for baseball. It's bad for
The teams that are going to acquire the
teams.
guys.
It's bad for their clients. I just think he's
bad for ball.
He is the
rest
most
in peace.
powerful person in baseball, as it turns out. And I don't fully put this on him. However, he's the one who led everybody down this path, and I think looked at all the offers they had at the beginning and told guys they were going to get better offers, and now it's another log on the fire of taking the entertainment value away from the fan.
Yeah, no doubt. Well said.
All right. You guys got a lot to talk about today.
We do.
There's
And you
so
got
much.
Kerr.
That's Steve Kerr, 445,
and
all about the game.
And probably Trace Jackson
Well, they're
Davis.
efforting him.
Yes.
I'll tell you what,
probably Trace Jackson Davis as well on the show.
Okay.
His story,
Probably.
Dibs, I appreciate you sharing that with him.
Lastly,
I mean, wow.
That was incredible.
Lastly, I want to shout out the 3rd grade Trojans next level flag football team from Martinez. They got a big championship
Let's go.
game Sunday, and they're looking to go undefeated. Good luck to those little whippersnappers. Have a great weekend.
Spoiler alert, they will. The undefeated team never loses in flag football. Every league has one. But go team. Congrats.
Always go team.